So there's this little thing I made. I think it's a diagram about humanity's future. It's on this whiteboard, as you can see. Oh, a little board. So yeah, humanity's future. I just broke it down into like different areas because I was trying to think like, okay, what does humanity's future look like? Where are we going? What areas can we improve? And then so it can be. I broke it down in like social, environmental, cultural, technological, political, and economic. So in tech, we have like Earth-based tech and space-based tech. So like space mining, space mining, space manufacturing, colonization of other planets, propulsion, anything related to space tech, habitats in space, satellites, telescopes, lunar colonies, just anything space related, right? Earth-based tech, so like there's a lot more. Obviously, there's just way more that I could put. There's a lot more to it than I had to put down, but these are ones that I think are like really more relevant. Heavy on AI, like AI, AGI, biotechnology, honorable mention, nanotechnology, another honorable mention, materials science, very important. Data, that's important, and internet, that's very important. Down below we got culture, so like global identity. I couldn't think of too much about culture, but let's just say like global cooperation, right? Let's dream. Global identity, space, biotech, and space ethics, biotech ethics, and AI ethics. Valuing innovation, science, research, education, exploration, and cooperation. Or competence. Competence? I don't know. Jeez. Over here we got environment. So, things like heavy on. Okay. I'll get to my favorite ones are tech, environment, and I want to say I actually don't know for a third one, but definitely tech and the environment. Sustainable living, RRRV, so like reduce, reuse, recycle, and upcycle. Sustainable living, more. What I mean by that is just like that. Really, that can just be that and that. So, but also biodiversity and nature conservation. Social aspect of humanity's future, I would say I couldn't think of too much on the social aspect either. Compared to like culture, I couldn't really understand. I couldn't really come up with anything. I mean, those are valid, but like a space society, like this is kind of long term, but like what's it gonna look like to be in space? Like how are those dynamics gonna work in space, and to like go up into space for 2 weeks, come down for 2 weeks, and like it's just the social dynamics. It's gonna be different, I feel like, especially if it's like you're commercializing space, which is necessary if we want to kickstart a space economy, which I think is important. Just because, like, think about this is like a big thing I could go on for, but I really think humanity's future in space is really important. It's kind of like how important it was for us to travel by water or air. Like that's incredibly important. We use land as a medium of transportation, we use water as a medium of transportation, we use air as a medium of transportation. We don't use space as a medium of transportation. It's like the rest, like, it's funny because, like, all of existence is outside of Earth. Like, the rest of existence is not all of existence, okay, but like the rest of existence is outside of Earth. It's like there's almost an infinite amount. Well, for us at least, it's an endless. It's all we would ever need. A boundless energy, boundless material, just lying, waiting outside our atmosphere. I really think that in a couple years, decades, more so in the future, we're going to look back and it's, the way we're going to use space in the future, it's going to be just as important as how we use water, like with boats or like planes, right, for like transportation and shipment, getting people from here to here, or finding materials, getting materials and cargo from here to here. It's going to be really big, and we're really missing out. It's like we've pretty much, we've pretty much mastered the three basic medium of transportation. We just gotta like move on to the next step, and it's in our very nature to explore. It's like whether it's us, crossing the Bering Strait, whether it's getting into a boat and sailing into the ocean, for which you have no idea where you're going. You're relying on a sundial. Like, exploration it's in our DNA. It's in life. It's like, think about the first creatures that had to come out from the ocean to step out onto land, or however that process may have worked. That's a form of exploration. They're crossing boundaries, stepping into uncharted territory. That is, if the cyanobacteria or whatever first life forms that originated in the oceans, if they never, and obviously I'm not saying this like they have conscious will, but if they never explored outwards, we would have never been here, and it's like very crucial. So that was millions of years ago. So how old is life? I don't even know. But back to the point. That's just like a side note, or like a side topic for a whole new video. Biotech equality. That's a big concern. Another thing I could just do for a whole nother video. But biotech equality. If you are biologically enhanced, it's not fair. You are objectively biologically enhanced to be better than the average person, and therefore you should not be able to compete in competition with non-biologically enhanced individuals. Well-being in space. That's just like a thing I threw in there. Just like well-being, keeping well in space. I'm sure it's gonna be tough. Like, yeah, it's gonna be cool because you're in space, but like, it's gonna be tough. I'm sure it's gonna be hard. I guess you're not used to those conditions, and I've seen what they had to do on what they have to do on the ISS. But hopefully we'll have some like artificial gravity systems, or I don't know, like centrifugal force type of artificial gravity. AI integration, socially integrating AI more. How do we? I don't think. Like, I'm not saying we should formally integrate AI. Like, we don't need to formally do that. That's something that's just gonna naturally happen. But I guess providing more education about it, talking about it more. Economics. I don't know jack about economics. So I just put like space economy, space commerce, and tourism. resource allocations, which I guess can go back to environment, like efficient use of materials. I don't know if that's probably not economics, but resources, human in the loop jobs. With AI, there's gonna be jobs that humans are always gonna do that we just want humans to do. We don't care if AI can do it. We want humans to do it. These are jobs that we choose that humans are gonna be in the loop for. That regardless of whether or not an AI can do it, we want a human to do it. Like, it's our own personal preference. It's just for, I don't know. But human in the loop jobs, unless some of you want a post-scarcity civilization and not to work, but that's alright. Political space governance, I can't even begin to describe how that would even work. I have no idea how our government today is complicated. I can't imagine a space governance. But, hopefully it can bring nations together. Earth-space relations. Our relation to other people, the sociology of a multiplanetary civilization, in a way, kind of, like how are they going to interact? Which that can go down to socially, but politically, that can also be tied into like space governance. That's about it. That's my little thing that I made on Humanities Future. These red lines represent like tech and environment. Those are very like cross-sectional, because like environment, I think like renewable energy, which I think solar or hydro or wind or nuclear or just any other like geothermal environment. So and then social and culture, of course. There could be other connections, but that's about it. And tech and environment. And there are a lot of other environments I could go into. Like, it's not strictly limited to this. Like, there's a lot of other important things. Like, I don't know, blockchain and cryptocurrency, which I didn't want to say cryptocurrency, but like, but cryptocurrency is important. Like, I think that's going to be big. On like economics, that could have went there. But what I was gonna say is like in terms of data and like space-based tech or Earth-based tech actually, like blockchain and cryptography. I think that's gonna be big to like make sure all that's safe and it can't be hacked. Because it's like a whole, the technological dimension. Like I think about like internet and like data and like. It's a whole different dimension, or it's a whole different realm of existence. It exists, obviously it exists in our three-dimensional space and whatnot, but it's like a whole different realm where things take place. And this is just how I think about it. I'm not saying it's like this, but it's like a whole different realm where things take place. And in the same way that we can attack people physically in real life, you can attack people in this other realm. And it's like we don't know this, but it's not secondhand nature to understand this realm we've basically created. This technology that came with a Halloween costume I got. Someone just stuffed it in there, and I didn't even mean to buy it. And it wasn't me who did that. But yeah, that's about it. If anyone sees this, I hope you have a great day. I want to put this at the beginning because I want that to be like, or I hope you're having a great day. I want that to be the first thing you hear.